You know, he's apparently about to down like 5 double cheeseburgers. God, man.
Got that metabolism, man.
Every time I watch The Flash, I wish I had that metabolism. I've been on a diet now for 3 months. I haven't had a burger for 3 months. I haven't had a soda. I'm drinking water. It's all like fish and grilled chicken and salad for 3 months.
Dude,
I haven't lost.
Off.
It's not enough. This guy's eating 5 double cheeseburgers with fries.
Dude, when I saw you streak by yesterday, besides being like totally freaked out, my second thought was, hey, he's lost some weight.
Mixies presents the Popcast.
Hey, my name is Brian, that is Shane, and this is the Popcast, and we're back, baby, talking about The Flash, Episode 3, Luck Be a Lady Tonight.
Nice. You know you were singing that song when it came on, right?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't help myself. I love me some Frankie Blue Eyes, Frank Sinatra. That's my favorite, all-time favorite singer. My wife and I listen to him all the time. Even my kids are now, like, singing, like, I did it my way, you know.
Nice, dude. Nice. Hey, before we get into The Flash, we got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about what happened yesterday. You slippery sucker, you.
I'm a sly dog. Okay,
man, you got me big time.
Let's just give him a clip real quick and roll it.
Guys, this is Shane, and guess what? It's time to prank Brian. He is an actual off-duty cop. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He actually pulls up here, okay? You're gonna scare the crud out of him, okay? Right. And then I'm gonna come and be like, got you, and I think Brian's over there. It's going down. I bet Brian is just his pants right now. Oh my gosh. He's having him get out of the car. Look at oh my gosh. What the
Go in the description below and click on, it's going to say The Prank. Click here. Click on it, and you can watch the whole 3 or 4 minute video. Basically, quick rundown, Shane tried to prank me. He went on our YouTube channel while I was away, and he was like, hey, everybody, we need to talk about Brian. I need ideas to prank him on his birthday. But Shane wasn't privy to the fact that even though he got all his great ideas, the greatest idea came from the fan who liked me more.
Yeah, so let me break that down real quick, okay? So, listen, I want to give a shout out right now to Rebecca R. I don't know who you are. You probably go under a different name of somebody who's actually who's talking to us on YouTube. But so basically, Rebecca came to me and said, I got this great idea. And by the way, we had tons of great ideas. You know, we had Candace who wanted me to glue a fidget spinner to your head. We had Nebadon who wanted me to switch out your vape with a little something more potent.
Yeah, so both those, by the way, would have been hilarious. Imagine doing a show with a fidget spinner right here, just spinning like, damn it.
You couldn't get it off. Jeff wanted to fake delete your Dota account.
Oh, and screw you, Jeff. Screw you, Jeff. I know who your handle is in Dota, bro. Engine. Hey. I know who you are. You bastard.
Listen,
you bastard.
The best part of what he said was, he goes, have an ambulance on standby for when he has a heart attack.
Honestly.
He knows how much.
If you deleted all the items in my Dota account and I lost all of my virtual loot, oh my god, like 8 years, 10 years worth of virtual loot, I would have had an actual heart attack. I don't know what I would do. That's like the same as like someone stealing my car at this point.
Yes, well, which I got to tell you, you know, Artawin, who is on our show talking all the time, came up with the idea actually to do an unexpected for sale sign on your car. So people were calling you and put like a really low price on it, like $1,000. Have them call you.
That's messed up. That's actually really funny.
Right, that would have been so great. And then Juan, he said we should do a thing where I tell you that the Orville was canceled with like some fake stuff to prove it. That was
like you made like a fake webpage. That would actually suck too, because Orville right now is I know we're talking about the Flash, but the Orville is my favorite show right now. So sorry, Flash.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. So Rebecca said, and there was a whole bunch of people who sent in tons of great suggestions.
Yeah.
But Rebecca's suggestion intrigued me because she was really edgy, and she said, listen, what you need to do is you need to basically have a cop arrest him when it's unexpected. Yeah. And so it kind of fleshed out this whole idea with my buddy Matt, So, but apparently now I'm finding out that Rebecca also went directly to you and told you what was going to happen.
So here's the deal. First off, Rebecca had one of the best suggestions because it was a suggestion that I knew Shane would bite because she can film it, right? Some of the suggestions were great, but it's hard to film me getting 400 calls in a day and losing my mind. I mean, I guess you could have filmed it and done a
right,
but it's hard. Well, this one was a filmable thing. Well, Rebecca, this is what she did. Shane apparently emailed her back and said, "This is great.
Yes.
I'm going to use this one."
I told her I was going to do it. Yes, I told her I was going to do it, and that was the mistake. So then she's like, Rebecca, you got me as much as Brian got me.
I don't know where she got my email address, but I got an email on my I guess it's the email that it's the one you do through YouTube, I guess. So she emailed me and said, "Heads up, check below," and it was literally just your guys' conversation. Like her suggestion, and you "Thanks, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get him." I have a buddy that's an off-duty cop, and I instantly knew who you were talking about too, but I've never actually met the guy. But I remember you mentioning that you had a guy that you knew that was an off-duty cop, and I'm like, right. Okay, I know what he's gonna do. I don't know when he's gonna do it, but I know what he's gonna do. And I planned my own thing. I'm like, I'm gonna have $100 on deck. And when I get it, and hopefully I'm not gonna try to bribe an actual cop, because imagine that. Imagine if I was actually getting hassled, and I was like, "Listen, man, here's $100. Just go with it."
Yeah, no, totally. So I guess you guys were having a conversation over there. I was filming off in the distance, as you saw, and I couldn't hear anything that was being said. I assumed that he was getting you good. So what happened?
All right. So when he walks up to the window the first time. He goes, "Hey, your tags are out of date." And by the way, my tags, the crazy thing about this, my tags are actually out of date. They're a month off. So I did the smog test, but they haven't sent it into the state yet. So I'm like a month off my tags. It's not a big deal. It's a fix-it ticket at best. So when he goes, "Tags, I'm gonna need to pull your license." When he said that, I'm like, okay, this is not a real cop, because at best, that would be a fix-it ticket. No one's going to stop a parked car about their tags. So I was like, I immediately went, "I'm not really sure what you're talking about." I looked around. I couldn't find you. I looked and around me real quick. I
thought I saw you looking for me, actually.
I was looking for you. I couldn't find you, so that was a good hiding place. And I was like, "Look, man, I know Shane is hitting you up. I know this is a prank." And when I gave him my license, I gave him a $100 bill.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what happened. Yeah.
I was like, "Is your gun real?" He goes, "No, it's a blank." I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to take your gun and shoot you." And he's like, "Okay." He said, "Let me think about it." And he backs up, and he's behind the car.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't know what he was thinking about. It's $100. He still took the money, right?
Well, what's funny is, he couldn't be in his actual police gear. So everything he had was fake. I basically got it from a
really?
Not a Halloween shop.
It looked totally real.
Yeah, no, so the
his
gun,
hat actually his hat was legit. It was definitely a legitimate cop hat.
He might have been wearing his own hat. I don't know, but everything else was definitely, I got from a costume store, because he was like, "I can't wear my own stuff. I'll get in trouble." So
you rented that gun from that same store too?
Yeah, got a gun and everything. It was just a blank gun. It was a prop gun.
It's awesome.
So he didn't want to. He can't carry a service revolver.
Well, listen, I was thinking about it since I got that email from Rebecca. I was thinking about it the whole time. I was like, okay, I wonder how he's gonna do it. And so when I asked him immediately, like, "Is that gun real?" And he's like, "No, it's a fake." I'm like, "What kind of fake?"
Yeah.
And he said it was a blank gun. So if it was just a fake gun, my plan was to just point at him all menacingly, right? But when he said it was a blank gun, I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna shoot this guy." So he comes back to the car, and I'm like, "Okay, what's the deal?" He goes, "I'm gonna put you on the curb, and then just rush me in and get me." And he makes it real clear, like, I'll be ready for you. So I guess I guess he thought about. He went behind the car and he thought about it. And he was like, "Okay, let's get Shade," and we double crossed it, man. It was great.
Yeah, so
I don't think he was
really
expecting me to
funny.
take my shirt off, because when I took my shirt off, he looked surprised. Like, what is this guy doing? Oh my god!
We all look surprised when you took your shirt off, man. We all look surprised. I was like, whoa, that's a lot of white. But you didn't see? Did you see the car that pulled up? Actually, kind of midway through the prank?
I was worried about that because there was a car that pulled up, and I'm like, I don't know if this car is part of the deal or not, but like I'm about to shoot what appears to be an actual police officer.
You're right. So that person actually had their phone out, and they were calling the police.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So afterwards, so they were actually calling the police, and we had to be like, no, this is all fake. Afterwards, it's not real. And we almost got into a lot of trouble actually.
Yeah. I wasn't even there. I actually took off in your car. I purposely left my car running so you could follow me. All right.
That was awesome.
Well, that was the prank. Check it out. We've just explained the whole thing,
man.
But yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Listen, that was your prank, so you can't retaliate. That's the rule.
As far as you know. Absolutely.
As far as I know. Okay, let's talk about the 1,600 subs. We are getting really close. We've surpassed 1,000. We are on the way to 1,600. Go ahead and comment, subscribe. Subscribe and comment below to be in the running for the 1,600 sub. Outstanding, outlandish, out of this world giveaway. And if you don't know what we're talking about, check our previous videos for the 800 sub, which is the last one we did, and you'll see what we gave away and the whole format. We gave away 3 movie tickets to Star Wars premiere, dinner, a movie, popcorn, the works, a whole night of fun on us. So to be in that running for this better one, comment and subscribe. Let's get into the Flash, Mr. Shane.
Yes. I was so excited, dude. I love this episode a lot.
I did too.
I
had some problems, but I love the episode overall, and I love Tom Cavanaugh. He's awesome.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So big shout out right now to the Flash subreddit.
Harry Wells.
Gotta give a big shout out. And I gotta tell you, I was so happy that Harry was back. I was going through the subreddit, talking with the people I know there, and I got to give a shout out to A. Goeb, who said, I love Harry. Seriously, he's back for one episode, and goes, oh, by the way, someone asks for the Flash, which opens a portal, which you think those are connected? And so why did we ever get rid of this guy? He solved the problem on the first episode he was back.
He literally solves the problem like instantaneously.
Right.
And we find out that
thank you.
Sorry, I was keeping interrupting you. We also found out that he is the one that gave the formula to Cisco when he made that device in the first place. And there's some other stuff we found out about his daughter basically kicking him off the team because there's a bunch of millennials that don't want the old guy around, that's telling.
That's actually the way things work nowadays too.
Yeah, listen, I would hate to be on the Flash on a team of a speedster team where it's a bunch of young people like Jesse Quick that are like complaining about the old guy. I'd be like, wait a minute, am I the old guy?
Well, I got to tell you, you can't be without Harry. Harry is the glue. I love Harry's not the glue, but I love Harry. I love the way him and Cisco were basically fighting with each other. Oh, it's fantastic.
Cisco's humor is cheesy sometimes, and I love the fact that sometimes his humor is hit or miss. But when Harry Wells is there, when it's miss, he jokes about it, and they have such a great chemistry, and like their dynamic is so good. And even Barry Allen seems more at home and has more chemistry when Tom Cavanaugh is around.
When Tom's around, when Harry Wells is there, there's balance to the force. It's hard to explain, but the show feels more balanced. It feels more, I don't know what the right word is. It feels more legitimate for some reason. So I'm just really glad he's back.
Yeah, it just adds an element that is much needed on that team of people. Harry Wells is a much needed character. Like I would say, in the hierarchy, it goes Flash because he's the catalyst, Harry Wells, Cisco, Joe, Caitlin, Iris, and then Kid Flash. And obviously Kid Flash is gone now, I guess he's gonna be gone here.
He's taking a break, yeah. But that whole thing about I'll breach you there right now. between Cisco and
I'll beat you right now.
I'll beat you there now. I'll beat you there right now, right?
Sound like that.
So,
I don't sound like that.
Yeah, just another shout out to Flintlock Zero. It said he's never laughed harder than he on one of these shows than when Harry was mocking Cisco, and I totally agree. I laughed my butt off. Thank you, Flintlock.
Yeah,
just wanted to give that shout out.
I've never laughed harder at a CW show than when he goes, "I beat you right now." That was hilarious.
That was so funny. He goes, "That's not what I sound like."
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it, man. We open up with the Thinker. This guy is definitely becoming. So he wasn't made by the Speed Force the way everybody else was, but he basically orchestrated the Speed Force. So we don't know his origins yet. I mean, I do because the comic books, but who knows if they're going to stick to that. But it's interesting that. Go ahead.
Is he operating in the future?
So I don't think so. But I'll tell you what, it would make sense. Because remember, the Legends operated at the vanishing point, was so far in the future that no one could get to him, even speedsters.
Right.
So maybe, I don't know. Probably not. Honestly, probably not. If they're true to the comic book lore, no.
Okay.
Okay. So the speedster, the Thinker is checking out. Becky. What was her name? Becky.
Becky.
Mm-hmm. And Havoc. She's a very unlucky person. She's nice. She's very kind to the Jitters employee, who's sort of a dick, and then apparently doesn't listen to her. Gives her the milk. She's like lactose intolerant. She goes home, finds her boyfriend hanging out with her friend. Goes to work. This guy basically pinches her butt after she gives him a 21 for free because he's an idiot. I gotta say, You have a 5 and a 6, you always hit. Why is there even a question?
Double down.
I mean, you double down. I'll put as much money out there as possible. This guy had a 5 and a 6 goes, what should I do here? Oh, that guy is such an idiot. If he didn't know you hit it, you always hit an 11. Come on. It's ridiculous. That's right. You double that.
Shouldn't be sitting at the
double that
blackjack
11.
table.
Yeah, you should not be. And then he pinches her butt, and she gets fired. Goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, she has bad luck, and I really like this. I really like this character. I liked how they don't show a whole lot of backstory on a lot of characters, and they really backstoried up this character, which I liked this. I liked this, getting a feel for who they are before they are. And that was great. And I liked this actress. Never seen her before in anything. And I thought that she played the role pretty darn good.
Yeah, she was fun and cutesy, and even when she was doing like villain stuff, it was almost like it was more selfish and less villainous.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And which is very similar to the comic book character. I liked her a lot. I love how so what she's wearing right there, that's her uniform in the comic books. Like when she plays the superhero or the supervillain, depending on what comic issue you're reading that day, because she just flips and flops. That's her uniform. So they took the uniform from the casino and they made that her uniform. So it seems more natural, and it's a throwback to the comics. Because let's be real, nowadays, let's say she was a superhero, she's not wearing that as her costume, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. But to make it a casino uniform, gives a nod to the comic book fanboys.
That's cool. I like that.
Now, she gets on a bus full of, apparently, the other 12.
Right. That was cool.
That was interesting. And then we cut over to Barry Allen, and he's playing laser tag.
Yeah, I was about to kind of... At first, I was kind of like, before I realized they were playing laser tag, they definitely set you up to make you think they're in some sort of a serious situation. And Cisco's like, run, Barry, run.
Barry,
run. Of course, you can see the shirt here. Run,
yeah,
Barry, run.
Because, guys, we're wearing a Run, Barry, Run shirts. FYI, we got on NetSeas.com. That's the last thing we're going to say about that.
So, but what I was saying was I was about to be like Cisco. I was about to be like, come on, man. We got to say this every darn, every half an episode do we have to have a Run, Barry, Run in there? But then when it peeled back and you realize they're in laser tag, It was fantastic.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So well played.
Yeah.
I love that this kid is basically taking out our superhero team with his laser tag skills. It was awesome.
The comedy of this episode was on point, bro.
Yeah.
And then we get, they're at the fair or a carnivore or the park or something.
Yeah.
They're all hanging out. That's really nice to see. He's apparently about to down like 5 double cheeseburgers. Yeah. God, man.
Got that metabolism, man.
Every time I watch The Flash, I wish I had that metabolism because I've been on a diet now for 3 months. I haven't had a burger for 3 months. I haven't had a soda. I'm drinking water.
That's right, water, baby.
It's all fish and grilled chicken and salad for 3 months. And
dude,
I haven't lost.
Off.
I feel like it has. I've lost like 20 pounds, but it's not enough. This guy's eating 5 double cheeseburgers with fries and.
Dude, when I saw you streak by yesterday, besides being like totally freaked out, my second thought was, "Hey, he's lost some weight." So that was good.
So FYI, you go watch the prank video. Note, I was actually a lot fatter a few months ago.
Yeah.
Think about that. I was a lot fatter last year. All right. So Iris gets a message. She's got to go. It's sort of like, oh, I got to go. I got something waiting for me. And then we go back to Star Labs, and our favorite character breaches through, Mr. Harry Wells
Nice.
himself.
So happy to see him show up.
Oh, yeah.
He brought bad news with him, though, man.
Yeah, so Kid Flash with his horrible, horrible haircut. What
up,
the heck
Kid
is
Flash?
going on with that haircut? I don't understand.
I don't know.
it.
It's weird.
You know what it's like? It's like in real life, he doesn't want to shave his head because he wants to be able to be like an actor and do whatever he wants. But on the show, they want him to have short hair, so they slick it back.
Yeah. There's definitely some weird stuff going on there. Last episode, he was wearing an earring or 2 earrings, and this time I don't see any here, so I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. I'm sort of happy he's on his way out. Okay, so he thinks he's about to have his date with Jesse Quick. Tom Cavanaugh brings a hollow device. Basically, Jesse is breaking up with Wally West.
I love that Harry is just emotionally stunted and has absolutely zero ability to really be empathetic. He
funny.
just
Yeah, you're right. When the device fails, and Wally's like, "So what did you say?" He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "Don't you have perfect recall?" He goes, yeah, it's something like, you're great. It wasn't me, it was you. You're broken up."
Yeah, it was really. I mean, it was heartbreaking, and I'm like, "Come on, Jesse, is this how This is how it's got to be?" But
well, that's
whatever.
how it is on their Earth. I guess they send the boxes.
That's normal breakup.
That's normal. But on Earth,
It comes with a little tissue.
Yeah, in our Earth, that's how you break. That's like breaking up by a text, bro.
It's not me. It's not you. It's me.
Imagine Shane texted me tomorrow. It's not me. It's not you. It's me. I'm not doing the show with you anymore. I'm joining John Campia and doing reviews with him. My arch nemesis, who doesn't know he's my arch nemesis.
He doesn't even know.
All right. And then we get a little picture of Havoc, looking fly, literally walking into a bank, causing havoc.
Yep.
Walking into the vault, taking bags and bags of money, and walking out.
Yep. Not even with a run, not even breaking a sweat. Just cruising on through.
What a great superpower that is. I'll take it.
Right.
We go back to Star Labs where they're like trying to figure this out. And Harry Wells again saves the day and says, "I don't believe in luck. I believe in quantum entanglement." And he puts a scientific spin on the luck field, right?
Yeah, which I thought was a really cool explanation of it.
It's funny how they're all starting to have such really bad luck because that field's expanding.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect the way. I mean, was that the reason why they were having bad luck, or was it just in life, whenever you think there's bad luck, you just happen to notice all the things that are bad luck?
Yeah, it's called confirmation bias. You start applying everything to bad luck.
There you go.
I don't think it was all bad luck from her. I think that they were having some bad luck And because they were in that mindset, everything was like, every form of bad luck was just amplified, right?
Right.
All right, so we go over to Joe's house, where apparently the plumber's going to charge him $15,000 to fix his pipes. This is just the beginning of his troubles, because that house starts to fall apart. Iris is trying on her dress, and Barry speeds in and sees her. She's unhappy about that. And we go to the
thinker.
What's
cool? Yep. You know what's cool is Iris didn't bug me this episode.
No, I actually found her funny in the scene coming up at the church. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, I liked her this episode. When she's just being, Barry's fiance, I like it.
Yeah, I like that. When he had the handcuffs on in the future scene, he was like, "Help me out." She she wasn't able to help him. I was so glad that she had no way to help him get out of the handcuffs. Okay, Barry, let me start being scientist right now.
Yeah.
We go back to the thinker, and this woman, I guess his assistant or whatever, is asking why they don't just pick up Havoc, and the thinker goes, her powers are powerful. We need to observe her.
Right. Got to be careful before getting her.
Harry Well is saving the day again, and gets creates this dark matter detector, and starts looking for the source of the dark matter. And that's when they find it. I love this. When Harry Wells stopped, Barry bumps into Harry, and Cisco bumps into Barry.
Yeah. Yeah, that was great. Nice throwback to the Three Stooges.
These three are so much better together than apart, that's for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love them as a little team.
Yes. And then we come to the conclusion that the dark matter came from when he exited the Speed Force, which makes a lot of sense.
Well, I thought it was convenient, a little too convenient, that Barry remembered suddenly that this is where he came out of the Speed Force.
You're right.
I thought that was a little bit divisive, just trying to, signal to the audience. But, whatever.
You're right. It was a little convenient, but I'll take it.
But it's true, because when they shot it, they obviously, set this up properly. So the writing may be a little weak there, but it's definitely the way that they wanted the show to go, because I remember this scene from the first episode.
Right, and the wave does, go over the bus.
Right.
Which makes all those metas. Why is it that all metas have to be just like a-holes? Is that a weird thing?
I know. I was wondering the exact same thing. Why is it all bad? Why can't we have a couple of good metas? I guess, I don't know.
I hope.
But apparently, go ahead.
I hope that one of these metas, at least one, is not a freak of the week, but like a hero, somebody that's trying to be a hero.
That would be cool. That's the way it should be. The odds, at least, should be in the favor of some people wanting to do good. A big thing on the Flash subreddit talks about how Barry pretty much just creates his own work. He makes his own work. So all these bad things are constantly occurring that Barry then has to go fix. So he's kind of creating his own job.
Every season, he seems to be his own problem. Okay, so, actually, no, that's not true. It's not true. The Thinker put Samuroid into play, forced them to bring Barry out, and that's what happened. So, technically, it's the Thinker's fault. The Thinker wanted to create these metas.
Okay, well, I'm okay with blaming the Thinker.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so I love this argument between him and Cisco about the dark matter detector.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And that's when we get the, I'll breach you back right now. I'll breach you back right now.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah. So now, Joe, my favorite, right now, my favorite TV dad, honestly. Currently.
Yeah, I would agree.
Other TV dads are gone, long gone. He actually has the Flash speed him home to deal with a leak in his house. I thought that was sort of...
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved the way that went down. He's like, speed me back, Barry. He's like, but you told me never to. He's like, speed me back. He's like, yes, sir.
Yeah. Like
he just obeyed.
That's your pops. Just do what he says.
That's right.
That felt very natural. Like if I had a buddy that was a speedster and I had my wife at home freaking out about something, like, dude, take me home right now, quick.
Yeah.
And they get there and the house is just falling apart. It's leaking. They got problems. his wife or girlfriend, sorry, his girlfriend says they want to buy a new house, and here he is looking at the wall with the berry and the iris, measurements.
Oh, the height measurements, yeah.
I feel that guy. When I left my childhood home, I went back years later. I forgot for what reason. Oh no, because it was being sold, and I wanted to check it out. I actually wanted to jump in. I wanted to check out the pool before they sold it. So I went back to this vacant house, and me and my wife took a dip in the pool. And I remember getting a little emotional over, this is where I grew up. This was my place, And this guy's much older than me, and he raised kids in there.
Oh yeah, lots of memories that he doesn't want to leave.
Right, yeah. It's a little selfish that his girlfriend's like, let's sell the house. Let's get rid of your final collection. Just like, let's remove everything you are historically and just do whatever you want to do.
Let's become us.
Yeah. I have a problem with that, but, and then we get to this Barry Havoc meetup where this gets sinister, right, Shane?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's some bad stuff's about to go down if Barry pushes too hard.
Yeah, and he starts looking around. He's seeing all the things that are right on the edge of, disaster. And he's like, oh, my God, I can't touch this chick.
Yeah, the nail gun pointed at the baby.
Oh, how about the nail gun pointing at his face? What kind of contract? I have a problem with this. What kind of contractor has a problem with his nail gun and instantly turns around and looks at it into the barrel? What an idiot.
Yeah, definitely not a licensed contractor there, buddy.
No, that was so dumb. And then the baby comes in. He's pointing at the baby. He's
pointing at the baby. Oh yeah, it was like, all right. Well, I guess she was potentially making those things happen.
Right. So basically, if he pursued her, then her luck would force those things to happen around her, so that the Flash would have to deal with more pressing matters. And the Flash saw that ahead of time. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah. He tried to reason with her, and
he did. He came off like, look, you're not a bad person, but this, and this. And she's like, I've had bad luck my whole life. It's time for me to get mine. And she's just selfish. She isn't bad. She's a selfish individual trying to utilize this to her advantage. Honestly, probably the most human thing on the show.
Probably pretty realistic for somebody who had such bad luck before. I could see it happening.
I feel like if I had that ability, and I consider myself a good person, I'd probably use it every once in a while. I'm not saying I'd rob a bank, but I think I'd probably use it when I was at a blackjack table.
Well, yeah, and she doesn't think it's her fault anyways. She's like saying, well, it's not me doing this to them. It's just happening. It's their luck. Mm-hmm. So she's convinced herself that it's really not her doing it.
Right. Right, and that's what makes it justified for her. Okay, now we get to this. Iris wants to get married so bad she finds a church that is in the middle of a funeral. Tells Barry they're gonna get married. She's tired of waiting. Let's get married, and he's like, okay.
I mean, I get this. I mean, so many crazy things have happened. All of a sudden, she's realized, I need to marry him before he gets whisked away suddenly and we can't get married.
Right.
I get the way she's thinking and the way she's a little crazy about it, especially with all the bad luck and everything happening.
Yeah, I love how when they go up to the minister, the photo of the dead guy, she goes, I'll fix that. And she climbs up there and she turns around.
Yeah, that was funny.
And he's like, oh, she's just very excited. Sorry.
Yeah. That was super good comic moment.
Yeah, that was great. And then more bad luck, and he's allergic to cinnamon, and they use the cinnamon incest, and then oh god, it's so great.
Yeah, and the boy here on the side's got this grin on his face, and they're like, he's allergic to cinnamon, like he did it on purpose. That was pretty funny.
It was funny. Barry's like, can you not yell at the child?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. That was a really great scene. What's great? That this is good TV when has nothing to do with speedster stuff. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with the Flash. This is interpersonal dialogue between two characters, have nothing to do with superheroes, and we still enjoyed it. This is how you write, connective tissues that don't involve speeding.
Yes, and I love that speed wasn't the main point of this show.
Yeah.
I mean, because we know that that's always there. But, you know, when you don't have to use it for the reason to keep people connected, it makes the show 100 times better. It's just like the cherry on the top of your sundae when you get the speedster doing his thing.
Yeah, and every time he actually used the speed, he failed because the luck field.
Right.
All right, this is when we have another good moment between two characters that didn't involve speed. But when he explains, look, I can't go back to my Earth because there's nothing there for me.
Right.
I built up a team around Jesse Quick, and Cisco makes a joke. So like Jesse and the Quicksters?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I love how Cisco's like, you know, telling him, you know, this can be your home. You can have a home here.
Yeah.
You know, and he's breaking it down.
You know, I guess Jesse Quick literally kicked her own father off the team because they're a bunch of millennials that wanted to bond and have fun together. So selfish to me. You know, when he said that, now I'm sort of glad we're not going to see Jesse Quick very much this season because she was teetering on the edge of a character I didn't like. I didn't really think of or like very much the last couple seasons. But I was on the fence still, and I can still, she hasn't sold me. Now I'm like, I'm good. The writers clearly don't want you to need her in this show.
Well, I love how Harry stayed in his character. I love how he actually stayed with his character, and at the end of Cisco's, monologue, basically says, "Yeah, no."
Yeah, he
gets this big one.
He was like, he put his hands like he wanted to hug. He's like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, I love that he stayed in character. It wasn't a big huggy moment. But Cisco, you could tell he obviously cares about Harry, and Harry obviously cares about Cisco. So,
yeah.
You didn't get the bro hug moment, and I'm totally okay with that.
Still, every single version of Tom Cavanaugh in this show is fantastic.
Ah, yeah, always.
Okay, and now we get to the quantum field is expanding because Havoc is in the middle of a casino throwing Snake Eyes 37 times in a row. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. I've played craps, and first of all, Snake Eyes is so rare, it's actually more unlucky when it happens. Because
Right. Usually you don't want Snake Eyes.
Yeah, usually it happens when you're trying to get a hard 10. Or when you're trying to get a reasonable number, it happens, and you're like, damn, crapped out. So if you don't know about craps, Snake Eyes, the 2, is only good on the very first roll, right? If you land on any other number,
unless you bet it.
Right, unless you bet it. If you land on any other number, they mark that number, then every roll is basically trying to get to that number, trying not to get 7 or Snake Eyes. So if you get Snake Eyes past the first roll, it's bad. So the odds of getting it 36 times in a row on the first try is incredible.
Yeah, I'd be wishing I'm betting the don't pass line every time when she's rolling those.
I'm sure she was, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so quantum field is expanding because her luck is insane. It's starting to affect planes. She just keeps winning. She's up to $1.6 million. She is betting the no pass line, if you see there. In fact, everybody's betting the no pass line. And look at all the money.
Well, it looks like she's betting. She's betting on Snake Eyes.
On Snake Eyes and the no pass. Look in the back.
Okay. So, do you have clips of the plane?
No, I don't.
Okay, can we talk about that real quick
too?
Okay. I mean, we need to because
what are the odds of a goose flying on an engine twice?
Yeah, so they obviously did the Sully joke.
Right.
Which I thought was interesting. But here's my question is, they should have gone all in and actually tried to get Sully to be in the shot because the actor who played Sully, he kind of looked like him, but it wasn't him. And he didn't speak, as I recall. If he did, he had maybe one line. It would have been cool to actually have Sully in there.
I agree. Yeah, it was the co-pilot doing all the work.
Yeah.
And Sully was like, we got to do a water landing. He looks like, yep, okay.
Yeah. No big deal. Yeah, so it's funny because everybody, I don't know, I'm sure most people are familiar with the Miracle of the Hudson, where Captain Sullivan, landed everybody safely on the water in the Hudson and saved his plane a couple of years ago. So there's a movie about it.
Imagine that was Sully and he landed twice.
Yeah, right. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, I love it. Like, how can a goose fly in the engine twice and lose twice in the engine?
I know, right? So that was pretty cool. It was different. If they're gonna go, they decided to go with the joke. It was cool.
And then we see the particle accelerator amping back up again. That's crazy to me. How have they not taken that thing offline for real?
Yeah, somebody look around. Somebody needs to unplug that.
4 seasons and you haven't unplugged the particle. I don't realize that it's more than just like taking the plug out of the wall. I get it, but if it's so dangerous, we need to like disable the particle accelerator. It doesn't need to be running.
Good call.
But it ends up saving the day, which of course again is Harry. Harry saves the day. I love how the Flash comes in to try to save the day. He trips and somehow handcuffs himself.
Yeah, that was funny.
Iris had a good line where he's like, I don't know, I tripped and handcuffed myself. She's like, oh, sweetie. Oh, sweet. Like, that's some bad luck.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And the house is going to destroy. I was worried more about Joe and his girlfriend because, like, that house is just, like, falling apart.
Yeah.
And Harry's like, no, let the particle accelerator go off. And it creates, like, this wave that cancels out the quantum field temporarily. And the speedster jumps in there.
I love that look.
Yeah, when she loses, and he, he tags and bags her, and she goes, "I'm going to jail, right?" He goes, "Oh yeah,"
and she's like, "I get it. I
get it.
understand."
So she's not. I'm telling you, she's not a bad person. She's a regular person that's using this good luck to her advantage.
Right.
And then we get to the very end here. And I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like I'm being rushed here. I'm not rushing. I just don't want to spend a lot of time on every individual part. So if whoever's watching,
I don't feel like you're rushing. I mean, there's only so much you can say about it, and we talk a lot about the show in different parts, so you kind of get through the scenes, and I feel like everything's been said. People can comment below on things that they'd like to talk about in these sections. We can answer their questions.
So this scene in particular was my favorite scene. Yes, because we're being put on notice that Kid Flash is not going to be bothering us anymore.
I knew you were going to say that. I mean, you predicted like 2 shows ago that he would be leaving.
The very first show, I predicted that Kid Flash is on his way out because he is useless, and the writers want you to see that he's basically a useless character.
Yeah, he's like, you guys were out saving the world, and you didn't even notice I wasn't there.
Right,
he was off talking to Jesse.
I guess he breached and went and talked to Jesse.
Yeah, and she's like, I just got to find myself now.
I got to find myself. Yeah. I got to take my time and hang out with my team of Quicksters. Remember, Quickster was like a failed... So Netflix used to just send DVDs in the mail.
Right.
And when they started their digital platform, they're like, okay, we want a digital platform where people can stream videos, and we're going to call it Quickster.
Ooh, not taking away from Napster, right?
Right. So they call it Quickster. There's an actual website and everything called Quickster, and it was like a Netflix a company or whatever. And it ran for like the landing page was up there for like 3 months. It was in service for like a month, and they were like, yeah, this is dumb. Let's just make it part of Netflix.
Right.
And they just canceled it, brought all the Quickster stuff over to Netflix. I remember because I signed up for a Quickster.
That's funny.
And then I got put on Netflix, and I already had the Netflix account anyways. And then I've never, as soon as I started doing streaming, I just stopped getting DVDs. I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah, you definitely were in that quick. It took me a little longer. I was using DVDs up until probably last year.
Whatever Netflix executive just thought it was a good idea to split up Netflix into 2 companies, I hope that they let him go.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're doing good now.
They're doing great. Kid Flash, they're doing like 80 original movies next year. It's insane. Kid Flash is on his way out. He's going to go to I'm sure there's an Easter egg here. He said the city name, which means it's probably in relation to the Teen Titans, because they're making a TV show called Titans for the CWC channel. It's gonna be
Okay.
like Discovery, where it's a digital only thing.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I don't think it's a good idea, but whatever. So they're probably gonna move him to the Titans, or he's gonna hook up with the Legends, maybe. I don't know. Right now there are too many Legends, so I almost hope he doesn't hook up with the Legends.
Yeah, he probably would go to Titans. That makes more sense.
Right. Which again, that's not a draw for me. It's not like, oh man, Wally West is on the Titans. I gotta go watch that. I don't really care. You know?
I'm just not caring about the Wally West character a whole lot right now, and I think they are ready for him to move on. So it's good for everybody.
You like this little Joe the dad moment? I'm telling you, Joe is my favorite TV dad right now.
He's really a good actor.
He's a great actor, right? Oh my god, I want to see this guy in other stuff. I gotta like troll his IMDb and get him some Netflix movies he's been in. This is when Harry figures it out, saves the day once again. He goes, wait a minute. Samuroid comes to town, demands the Flash. We bring back the Flash. Make metas. He starts figuring it out. This is all too convenient. Someone's behind this. And that's when we realize the Thinker is watching via the Samuroid helmet.
Smart. Good writing right there.
When are these guys going to figure out they shouldn't, like, mount things in their office like that? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, they should lock that stuff away.
And we basically end with, the storyline here with the Thinker, looking at his latest prize, Becky, and planning his next move while playing chess. But there's one more bonus scene here.
Yes.
Joe and his girlfriend. First of all, his girlfriend decides she wants to stay because she's pregnant.
That's right. We've got another West coming.
And I love how the camera ends with this face from Joe. Doesn't answer, just like...
He's in shock, man. He's not sure. He's probably thinking, oh my gosh, how old am I? I'm 50 years old. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have a kid now. Yeah, he's in shock right now. And I love how she's like, Joe? So we'll definitely be revisiting that next week.
So how old is she? Because first of all, I remember when they introduced her, she had a teenage daughter, or not teenage, but like an almost adult, like a college-age daughter that Wally West was hitting on, I remember. And so I don't know how old she can be. And when she fell, like, she certainly looks like a young woman. She doesn't look old enough to, first of all, she doesn't look old enough to have a college-age daughter. And she's clearly, She's probably 40-ish.
And
she's pregnant? I guess that's possible, huh?
I mean, yeah, you can get pregnant. Women can get pregnant at 40.
When does that end? Like 50? Menopause or something?
I mean, yeah, technically, but anything over like 43 is not safe.
So I guess she's probably early 40s, right?
Yeah, she's probably late 30s, early 40s.
Well, she looks great.
More likely 38 to 40, somewhere in there.
She looks great for 40. I mean, she had a college-age daughter, which means her daughter's at least 18. Which means she had her daughter when she was 17. Okay.
I mean, if she's 35.
Right. Oh, so she could have had her when she was like 21. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's it, guys. That is The Flash. It was a great episode.
Woo-hoo.
It had comedy. It didn't rely on the speed. It furthered the storyline. It introduced new characters. It brought back Harry Wells. The little problems I had were not even worth speaking of. Apparently, I didn't even talk about them. So I'm glad we got this episode. I hope that you have watched to the end. I hope that you would join us next week when we review The Flash again. And, of course, on Thursday, tomorrow, if you watch Survivor, or if you are thinking of watching Survivor, just want to come watch us talk about Survivor, come on in. And we'll be back on Friday with the Orville. Thank you, God. I missed the Orville so much last week.
I know, 1 week off, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. It's horrible to miss it.
I was having, like, straight up, like, withdrawals. I was having the shakes, like... Where's the Orville at, man? And I'm watching.
I need my Orville.
You know what's funny? I'm watching Star Trek, and I'm like, it was a weird, like, Star Trek was like, it was like a little like pick me up, to get me through the week because the Orville was off. It wasn't like the Orville was like my Star Trek, substitute. It was like Star Trek was my Orville substitute.
It was your Orville substitute. Yeah. Let me get my Trek in.
Pretty sure I liked Star Trek Discovery more this week because I was missing Orville, even though I still had problems with it.
Gotcha.
Intergalactic mind meld.
And we're still talking about it.
Sorry.
Yes.
So if you haven't watched our Star Trek Discovery episode, go check it out. Check out the prank. It's in the description down below. Shane will make sure it's in there because I'm bad at descriptions, guys. Sorry.
I'll do it.
And we'll be back tomorrow for Survivor and Friday for the Orville. Have a great Wednesday. Enjoy tonight's episode of Survivor, and we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.